Hello and welcome back to another episode, and I just recorded 15 minutes of a video without sound celebrating my love and the loss of Sunny the sunflower yesterday. And I had said this previously, I didn't put a video out because I was quite heartbroken and torn up about my beloved sunflower. He's been a big part, an integral part of my life for the last 9 weeks. I'm 6'2", so about 190 centimeters, and this thing absolutely towered over me. So it would have been about 8 or 9 foot tall, this sunflower. Unfortunately, had a run-in with a bird, which is a cockatoo, and I did say Galarian yesterday short. I meant a cockatoo, which is a bird about maybe a little bit over a foot high and angry and wants you dead, like everything else in Australia, apparently. It took out Sunny, took no prisoners, basically perched herself on the top and thought it was going on a theme park, went for a ride to the ground. Unfortunately, Sunny, his injuries were quite substantial and fatal. He snapped at the base of the stem. So unfortunately, we did lose Sunny the sunflower yesterday. But enough of that. So I cut 15 minutes of crying and carrying on, dedicating lots and lots and lots of airtime to Sunny the sunflower down to 1 minute and 12 seconds. So look at us go. So fantastic. Couple of things today. So I was doing my little preamble about Dymo 4XL, which I highly recommend if you are selling on a regular basis. You don't have to necessarily get a 4XL. Do not get a 5XL if you are in Australia. They use proprietary labels in the sense that you have to pay shit tins of money to basically get labels for that machine. A 4XL will let you buy generic ones. I normally pick up a 6-pack or an 8-pack of Dymo labels on probably a monthly basis or a couple of monthly basis, depending how quickly I'm burning through them, for about 20, 30 bucks. If you buy them proprietary, so the actual proper Dymo ones, they're about $50 one label for 1 pack of labels, for about 200, I think, for a pack. So definitely look for thermal ink printers as you progress through your business. Like I said, normally take a grain of salt with what resellers or what YouTubers say. I'm not sponsored by Dymo. Hopefully they don't know it exists, but like I was saying, is that one of the best investments. Geez, I'm going to talk about that in a second. One of the best investments that I have done for my business was a Dymo label maker. As I said in my previous tirade that was never recorded, I used to hand write labels religiously. So 30, 40, 50, 60 labels a day I would hand write. Then somehow stumbled across the Dymo 4XL. I'm not too sure how it happened. I bought that one brand new. I got one for my parents as well, because like I said before, they take care of some stuff over in Newcastle for me. So I just picked up that one off Facebook Marketplace for about $100. Mine's probably about 4 or 5 years old. Theirs is about 3 or 4 years plus, however old it was before I got it, and they are still cracking along. So not endorsing one product over another. However, I can personally vouch for 4XL. Don't get the 5XL, which I think I've already covered. Got a couple of things, as I've mentioned as well. Actually, leave me a comment in the comment section below what you think about this. I almost feel like the reverse Commonwealth Flipper, like reverse Kevin, right? So generally, if you watch the Commonwealth Flipper, you probably do, or the Commonwealth Picker, you probably do if you watch my channel. He normally does, viewer sale shout-outs, right? So if someone buys this Skylander game, which I haven't, I don't even know why it's sitting there, but anyway, if they buy this Skylander game, he'll go, Minion J from the Octopus's Lair on eBay bought this, and hope you enjoy it. Rah, 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 rah. Flip that around now. So the police have finally found me. If I get dragged out halfway through, you know why. Probably the octopus doing shady octopus things. But, and I said before, is what I normally do is that if I've got a product that I'm currently selling and I'm trying to set a floor price and it's very limited, hypothetically, right? So if I'm selling, back to my beloved Skylander trap team, it's worth $5. Don't pick this up. It's not a bolo. The portal is, though. So if you find a trap team portal, they're the bolo. So theoretically, I might want to list this for $20, right? So every other listing is around that $20 mark. There's people selling it for $20, so there is sold comps supporting that $20 price range, and someone's selling it for $5. I'll go in, buy that $5 copy, then add it to my inventory in the sense that I will sell mine at the $20 price point. Geez, I can't speak today. No different than usual. Then what I'll do is once that other one comes in, if it's a similar quality, I'll add that to behind this. So I'll sell this one for $20, wait till the other one pops up, sell that one for $20 as well. did that yesterday, right? So there was something that I was sourcing because they listed it a little bit too low, and I had previously sold this particular thing for $120. They had it listed for about 50 plus posts, I think. I sent an offer for $40. I came back at 45 or something along the lines of that, plus postage. So I picked it up because I'm going to just throw it back online. So spoiler alert, if you are watching, which you probably are, I did throw myself under. I'm going to resell your book. And yeah, like I said, that all's fair in love and war and reselling, whatever you want to call it from that perspective. Anyway, long story short, so they sent me a message. So keep in mind that I'm actually the buyer in this scenario. So they sent me a message that said, look, hey, thank you for buying. I watch your YouTube channel. Can you do a shout out to my friend, which is Jonathan from Virginia? And I did write Jonathan from Louisiana. So if you are Jonathan from Virginia or you are Jonathan from Louisiana, put it in the comment section below. Let me know what you do. Let me know a little bit about yourself. I thought it was a bit of a cryptic message, so I'm not too sure if that's code for something or otherwise. But yeah, if you're checking it out, good job. So it's almost like a reverse Kevin. So generally speaking, people buy off Kevin, he gives them the shout out and all those different things. I'm actually buying off resellers and they're expecting me to do the shout out. So maybe that's what it is. So if I do buy something from you, leave it in the comment section below, or better yet, like they did, they've asked me not to call out their store, which I respect their privacy and all those different things. We don't respect Jonathan from Virginia's privacy, but anyway, they just asked me not to, which is perfectly fine. So if I do buy something from you, let me know in the comment section below, or just send me a message like they've done, and I will pretty much shout out whoever you want. I'm not going to make money on this. I don't know, like Kevin, obviously he's got a little, when people say, hey, look, majority of your sales come from your viewers, maybe your majority of your sales will come from me. I'm not too sure. So thank you again. But as much as I joke, I really do appreciate that you express posting. It wasn't necessary. Like I was saying, I was pretty much just removing you from the market, which is, like I said, it's all good. But I really look forward to it, to put it in my pile to sell. Anyway, next story short. I did have a comment from someone called AC, which is one of the comments from yesterday's video, a couple of videos ago. The one that I was basically the follow-up video, I was talking about the Dungeon Master and having a little bit of a shits and giggles and taking the piss, I suppose. If you don't know how to speak Australian, let me know in the comment section below. And if I do use any Australian enthusiasms or whatever, if I use Australian slang, there we go. If I use Australian slang and you don't understand what it is, just do a little timestamp down the bottom and I'll go back and respond to it. So taking the piss means that kind of jovial in the sense of saying making fun of, or it's almost like multiple reasons, right? So you can say, all right, I'm just taking the piss in the sense that, I'm making fun of someone, lightheartedly, right? So not as if I'm taking it personal, not really digging the claws in, or alternatively, when someone says, oh, they've got to be taking the piss, means that they're trying to take advantage of. So like I said, there's different ways of doing it. And shits and giggles means just exactly the same thing, right? So there's your Australian lesson for the day. And I did promise David a fryer story, because following back on the video the other day about if I should ask Riley or tell Riley to work for me to get because he's not going to get a job. I did have a lot of positive and a lot of negative in the sense that saying resounding yes, and we had one or two people actually reach out and say, hey, probably not. Let him enjoy his childhood and all these different things. That's well and true. I agree 100% with that. However, 3 or 4, 5, 10 hours a week's not going to kill him. So that's my personal stance. But getting back to AC, when I was, like I said, taking the piss out of this person with the Dungeon Master, Dungeon Master and all these different things, I can reassure you it's not arrogance. It's just basically, talking in this forum. If it was someone that watched my videos and I was sourcing at them, I wouldn't make fun of them. People make fun of me all the time. I don't take offense to it. So please, if I do say something, take to heart that I do not, unless I film it and videotape it, I don't, treat people like dirt. Not that I have to justify myself, but I know a few people probably just thought, oh, that's a bit rude and all these different things. Like Paige, the 1 foot flipper, did pop into the comments and did clarify a couple of things for me. Thank you, Paige. But like I was saying, it's just, showmanship, I suppose, for lack of a better term. Like kind of engaging and all those different things. I didn't treat this person like garbage. He didn't get out of the car dressed up like Gandalf. He didn't start raving and ranting. His name was a Dungeon Master name, which is apparently not a done thing from someone in the community. But like I was saying, he was quite passionate and I was quite polite. And like I said, there's nothing there from what and likewise, then another commenter messaged me the other day about Skylanders, because I made a Skylander comment and just coincidentally was dealing with him at the time for Skylanders, so he assumed that I was talking about his deal. It wasn't. If I say anything on here, it is in complete isolation of anyone that I'm dealing with that watches this content. Like this person that watches the videos reached out to me and asked me to buy some of their Skylanders. I still haven't gotten back to them. God, I'm slack. Then I made a off-the-cuff mark, almost like, my penance, off-the-cuff mark about people being unrealistic with Skylander pricing. Case in point, last night, and we'll talk about that a little bit on, because we've got a little shopping list, and they just put two and two together and thought I was talking about them. No, I wasn't. Like, I would not. I'm trying to get to 50,000 subscribers by the end of the week. I'm not trying to diminish my chances of that happening by talking about my audience, unless you want me to. Anyway, so going back to David's topic with the air fryer and all those different things, when we had the Idiot Abroad stories, this is when I was working at Hungry Jack's, which for those in America, it's Burger King. I'm not too sure what you've got in the UK. I'm just going to say Burger King as well. So we call it Hungry Jack's over here. Long story short, I was working at Hungry Jack's. My nickname was Farmer because my nickname was Farmer. The simple fact is I took that long. They thought I had to go out the back and kill the cow, right? Because I absolutely loathed that job. And if you watched American Arbitrage with his stories of many years ago when he worked in different takeaway shops and got fired a couple of days later, I was pretty much the version of him, but couldn't get fired, right? Long story short, so going back to the fryer. So one morning I was doing it open. So we'd open up at 6 o'clock. We didn't serve breakfast. And we would heat the oil up for the fryer, so it'd be ready by 10 o'clock when we started. I think we opened at 10 o'clock. This is going back 20 years, I can't remember. Probably longer, actually. So then what happened was you basically turn the fryer on. My boss was telling me something, and because of me being me, I wasn't listening. And I'm pretty sure he said to pull the drawer out and turn it on. And because I was a 16-year-old kid at the time, and an idiot domestically, I turned the fryer on, didn't do 2 plus 2, but all of a sudden within 15 seconds, the entire kitchen at Hungry Jack's flooded with molten lava oil. I used to wear work boots, like kind of like R.M. Williams, very thick-heeled steel-cap boots. As I was walking away, the soles were melting, so you could actually see the sole. People were jumping on the counters and all these different things. So I flooded the kitchen at Hungry Jack's full of oil. We turned it off. Somehow, I can't remember how we turned it off. We might have turned it off at the mains. Then we had to go to the local car shop. So over here in Australia, we've got a car shop, I suppose, for lack of a better term. Kind of like, I really don't know. We'll just call it Walmart for cars. I'm not too sure. But it was basically called Super Cheap Auto. So we had to go to Super Cheap Auto in the town that I grew up in. We bought every can of degreaser. So literally 6 shopping trolleys full of degreaser. This is about 7:30 in the morning. Remind me, we open at 10 regardless. We can't we can't not open. So anyway, rolling around with 7 full tins of degreaser in a can, like a spray can. We used every single one of those degreaser cans in that kitchen to get rid of this oil. And I remember working there probably 6 months later. I think I lasted 3 years before I did my swan song and got out there and worked at Kmart and absolutely thrived, because I love talking to people, and hence why I'm doing these. And I was in my natural habitat. I was the only boy that was employed in the dressing room, so I had a lot of old ladies that would ask for assistance, and I'm going to leave it at that. And you can put in the comment section below what you think led on from that, and you're probably not too far off. When you're purely clean, don't get too carried away. But these people were probably in their 70s and 80s and very arthritic. So I'll leave it at that, so you can probably work out how this story ends. But like I said, 6 months after that oil incident, I still remember walking around, sliding around that part of the kitchen. So it just goes to prove that in Australia, as a 16-year-old kid, you can't get fired for doing the most stupidest crap. So that's my idiot domestic working story. I've got lots of those as well. So let me know in the comment section do you have any horror stories from your first job, or do you have any horror stories from your job, what you've done previously? Yeah, like I said, I'm not too not too fond of that one. But like I was saying, is that if I make fun of someone or I make generalized comment, it's not directed at anyone, right? So when I was talking about the Dungeon Master the other day, I wasn't taking the piss of him individually. He seemed quite normal to me. And like I said numerous times before, is when I primarily saw Skylanders, that these people have very, very, very evident spectrum-esque mannerisms, and I'll leave it at that. Like I said, I'm not being derogatory and all these different things, but you can legitimately tell that they're on the spectrum. This guy, I'm not saying Dungeons and Dragon players are, or all Skylander people are, but like I was saying, he was perfectly normal. He just obviously got too far into it. So not that I need to justify myself, but that's what it is. So I don't think it's arrogance. Don't think it's all those different things. It's just trying to be engaging with you. Obviously, give you a laugh or make you evoke some sort of emotion. Not the emotion you think I'm arrogant, but I've been called that before actually. But long story short, like I was saying, very generalized. I only talk about generalized things on the channel. So if you draw correlations between this person and that person, unless I specifically name them, like the Kevin the Commonwealth Picker, or Tori, or Uncle Wayno, for example, I'm just being general, right? Coincidental even. So pretty much, so we're taking care of Jonathan from Virginia. We've also taken care of Jonathan from Louisiana. Taking care of AC. Taking care of the Dymo. We're ahead of schedule today. I'm actually in the process of trying to bundle up big Skylander order from last night. Quite quickly, I do want to talk about my sourcing thing, and I think I've touched before. My 90-day total has pretty much doubled in, not in the last 3 months, but in the last 6 months, primarily because of the way I've changed my sourcing model. Excuse me. So basically, I had said before, is that majority of my stock comes to me, and I have found that is increasing my return on investment and my 90-day total. My profit margin is a lot higher in the sense that I don't have to go out driving endlessly around 19 thrift shops looking for 20 items, lift at $20 profit a day. So strongly suggest once you get into reselling, especially if you're working full time, dedicate an hour to it a day, or dedicate an hour and a half to it a day after the kids gone to bed, or after you spend some time with your significant others. Don't shut yourself out like I do. I'm one of those people that I can't stop moving. So basically, if I'm not doing this, or I'm not doing YouTube, or I'm not doing, well, this is YouTube. If I'm not doing packing orders, I'm not listing, I can't sit still. Like I need to be constantly busy and all those different things. So this year I'm going to smash it out, because like I said, I've got some really big goals in the sense of, I'm trying to pay for a Japan holiday, trying to get some really, really big cash flow into the business as well. So like I said, this year is pretty much going to be a write-off for me, so I'm going to burn it out. But next year, my game plan is going to be probably an hour a day. So if I wake up at 5 a.m, getting all the orders out, probably shifting to a replenishable stock, like a variation listing like I am at the moment, primarily that kind of model, so that the stock comes here, I check it, I get the kids to check it and pay them, then I load it up and just rinse and repeat from that way. I find it infinitely easier, and I was an everything seller for a very long time, and I still am to some capacity, but once you have a replenishable item that you can get on a regular basis, and you have found a sourcing method to get that on a regular basis for a decent price, like I don't mind paying up as long as the item's quality, and I have said that before. So like I said, it's infinitely making it easy for me. Doubled my 90-day total, working like 8 to 4, and it's just like, it's fantastic from that way. So definitely when you do stabilize in your reselling journey, or your business, whatever you want to call it, look at how to take it to that next level. That personally, I couldn't go back to reselling full time, because I get bored of it. I get bored of things very easily, in the sense that, and I have said before, I'm in the military, so generally speaking, every 2 years we move to a new posting, or I move to a new position, or I move to a new base, or I move to a new part of the country, all those different things. And that's my routine in the sense that I'll get around to that 1 year and 6 month mark, and I'll get increasingly bored. If I'm not constantly being engaged or constantly learning something or constantly using the skill sets to build on things, I get really, really, really bored in that position and go from that way. So when I went back to when I was working full time and went back to work, it was around that 2 year mark. Like I said before, I was selling clothing. I hate clothing. I know how to pick it, but I just hate listing it. I hate photographing it. I hate measuring it. I hate all the things to do with clothing. Didn't mind selling it, but it wasn't selling as quick as video games, for example, or other things that I had sold previously. Stuff that I enjoyed, stuff that was intrinsically valuable to me in the sense that I really enjoyed taking the photos. I really enjoyed, doesn't have anything here. We'll go back to the game. I really enjoyed, taking the different angles and all these different. I've got some random person parked out the front. It's probably wondering what I'm doing. Taking, certain photos of this thing. This is a squid game. The octopus keeps telling me he wants to overthrow the squid game and start his own octopus game. So we are selling the candy, the one in the first season where they have to kind of pick it out and get the shape out of that. So these are an Australian exclusive. So if you do want to support the channel, you can find it in the description below. Shameless plug. Maybe I am turning into Kevin the Commonwealth Picker. But yeah, like I was saying, is that it's infinitely easier for me when things are coming to me, and you really need to find a niche that that you have intrinsic value into. So basically, you can rinse and repeat every day, day in, day out, and streamline your process as much as possible. And I know I'm rambling, but I can't stress enough. It is so much easier and so much more satisfying seeing your bank account going up, seeing your 90-day balance go up, seeing all these other things going up, seeing repeat buys on a constant basis, having people reach out to you, selling their product, having all these different things happening to you because you've learned a niche, you've got the niche down pat, you're kind of trying. Well, I would say that particular niche, being Skylanders, is controlled by about 3 or 4 people in Australia. So there's between the 3 of us or 4 of us, we control that niche. So like I said, is that you want to be one of those players that are making moves and going from that way. So let me know in the comment section below what you think. Send your condolences for Sunny the Sunflower. I have to wait till next year now because it's too late in the season to plan another one. But yeah, like I said, we'll do another video tomorrow. We'll catch you next time. Bye.